Now it's a Thursday, meaning we have the opportunity to have conversations with authors, writers everywhere. And last month being World Suicide Month and the theme being action through hope, we decided to take it a step further and find out a little bit more about this particular author. On Book Chat today, we have Gideon Disu. He's a lawyer, he's a chartered mediator and author. And in 2015, chronic depression led him to attempting suicide. He's now got a book out, and the book is titled Dearest Sui. Today we're having this discussion because there might just be someone out there who needs to hear from someone like him. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. It's good.
Okay, so I have to talk a little bit about your title.
Okay.
You say Dearest Sui.
Yes.
There was also a byline there. You want to tell us the byline?
Yeah, the byline is when suicide becomes the healing you need.
When
Okay.
suicide
Yeah.
becomes the healing you need.
Yes.
Okay, so there's a lot of mixed messaging in there. I think
Okay.
you need to explain exactly what you mean by that particular title.
Okay. When I wrote the book, I was writing to an imaginary person called Suicide.
Okay.
Speaking to Suicide as to why why she's killing people.
Okay.
And speaking to people also why they see suicide as the healing they need, because there's always a reason why people want to commit suicide or why they choose to die by suicide.
Okay.
So they find suicide as a healing to the problems they're having. So when suicide becomes the healing you need,
So you sort of personified suicide into
A
you
person.
gave it a personality. You gave
Yes.
it a character.
Yes.
So now that other line, the healing you need.
Okay.
I've already mentioned here that in 2015 that also happened to you.
Yes.
So will you share that story with us?
Okay, in 2015, and at the final year of my university, being a law student, I I had 7 carryover courses.
7.
Yes.
Wow.
In fact, it wasn't just 7, it was 11 that I was writing. So after writing those final courses, I failed 7.
Okay.
So thinking of going to law school, then coming back to the faculty to see that I have 7 carryover, it cut me off. And in the middle of that, I was also having relationship stuff, trying to,
Okay.
So that happened, but more of the 7 carryover courses, because I'd been writing it since 200 level, failing different courses. So coming to the reality that I'm not going to go to law school and I'm not going to graduate with my friends cut me off, and that was when I felt depressed.
Okay, so you feel like the depression started after you had failed these courses, or did you probably already have those symptoms before you were failing?
I was already having them, it was a personality. It wasn't just about the books alone, home affairs. My parents are pastors, I'm a child of a pastor, so different complexities coming together affected everything. So the courses that I now feel like blew up what had been keeping me in.
Okay, so of course, going to university these days is quite expensive. There's a lot of responsibility on parents as well. And of course, coming from a religious family, pressure to pass was also there.
Yes.
You mentioned relationships.
Yes.
Do you think there were any other things that could have also pushed you down the depression road?
Yes, there were. I grew up as a Christian person, so I was having activities in the fellowship, so I was unable to express myself. I was unable to do things the real way I desired to do them.
Okay.
So trying to live the Christian lifestyle and trying to balance it with my own lifestyle as a teenager and a growing youth affected a lot of things. So yeah, there were a lot of things hovering around the suicidal thoughts, the depressive issues, trying to, as a teenager, to growing up in the family.
Okay.
So the courses itself now blew up everything.
Everything.
Yes.
So it was a combination of so many different things.
Yes.
Now, you're going to be turning 30 next year.
This year.
This year?
Yeah, in December.
Glory to God.
Yeah.
You're here.
Yes.
And you've decided to put together a book. When did you make that decision, and who are you writing the book for?
I've written a book before.
Okay.
In 2000, because I do write, the way my writing came up was that I do write and post on social media. So in 2020, I published the book, my New Year resolution.
Okay.
So thereafter, I decided to publish another book, Dearest Sui. So, but in the middle of writing the book, I had another depressive thought, another relationship breakdown. So from 2020, it pushed me to not able to finish it.
Okay.
And I now finished it in 2022.
All right. So now, I did say just now that you're still here. There must have been a turning point. What
Yes.
was it that gave you hope? What was it that pulled you back from making that decision?
I would count on my parents still, my mom. I need to emphasize on something that as a Christian and having parents who are Christian, at some point in my phase, I decided to stop going to church.
Okay.
So, but my parents being Reverend and Reverend Mrs., still accepting, I live with them though, still accepting not to allow me to go to church since that is my decision, and they still going to church. That helped me, embraced me closer and kept me. Then the writing of the book also, because writing is a therapy.
Okay.
Yes, so that also helped me and kept me still.
So writing your thoughts down in the way you structured each of your chapters,
Yes.
you titled them like lyrics to a song.
Okay.
You wrote them in a kind of rhythmic format, a little poetic-like.
Yeah.
It's not just continuous writing. They feel like thoughts.
Yes, yes.
So when you say therapy, how was this therapeutic for you?
Because, you know, there are many times that you're unable to express yourself to someone around you or just someone close to you. You're unable to say what exactly is the problem affecting you.
Okay.
So I decided to be writing them in that. I chose to have a unique style of writing. Yeah, some people call it poem, but I chose to have a unique style of writing. So just, you know, writing it that way, putting those thoughts down, the exact way they're coming in my head, and putting them down and being creative also about it, because I'm not just writing for myself, I'm writing for people to also read and enjoy. So that creative style and that writing pattern helped me to push out my expressions the more, and to be able to push out the thoughts that I might have, the things that I know I really want to say because they're affecting me, but I'm unable to express them because if I want to say it maybe to you, you may not be able to access that. How dare, like, Dearest Suicide, how dare you talk about suicide in this? But I need to tell suicide something that is affecting me.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Now, it feels like you did have certain level of family support, but
Of course.
you were having suicidal thoughts. Do you think there's anything that people in your environment could have done to help you move past it quicker?
Of course, when you have suicidal thoughts, it is always advisable to speak out, to reach out to people, tell some. But it feels like an abstract thing because the exact person you have to reach out to, you're unable to do that. So my parents, my family were the people, they didn't even know what was going on. But my mom and my dad knew about the extra year courses.
Okay.
So staying with them, there was a time I decided I wanted to leave home, but they told me to stay in there. So my parental support helped me and kept me still, because outside I don't know what could have happened.
It feels like there's a lot that you were able to express, a lot that you were able to get out or get off your chest through writing.
Sorry, permit me to also add that it wasn't just that I was writing non-fiction, it was non-fiction. So making use of my family as a story, making use of my life as a story, making use of my academic experiences, making use of my religious experiences as a story, because I know that there are people out there who relate to this story but are unable to say, maybe because of the African perspective and all that. So this is myself.
You know what? There's so much to talk about, and I have to appreciate you for putting all these thoughts on paper. And of course, congratulate you for still being here and having affected people out there by sharing your story.
Thank you very much.
All right then. Now, it might be something that you know someone around you is going through. Don't ignore those symptoms, those signs. World Suicide Month was last month, but it doesn't mean you can't do your research now. Just use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC if you have comments, contributions. We'll be taking your questions and hopefully we'll be able to answer them.